Slices are one of the most important and one of the most commonly used data structures in Go, and you'll find yourself appending to slices all the time. In order to do this, Go provides a function called append, which helps you append to existing slices. Now, something about append is that on the surface it looks very simple, but under the hood it has certain behaviours of how it handles memory and capacity, and so that's what we're going to have a look at in this one. Okay, so let's start small and simple. Here I've created a slice of integers, and in order to append to that, we can use the append function. So in the slice we have the integers 1, 2 and 3. What we're going to do is we're going to append the number 4. So the way that the append function works is, first of all, you pass the slice which you wish to append to, and then you pass the values which you wish to append. If we go and have a look at this, as you can see, for the elements, it can take a variadic amount. So what that means is we could just pass as many as we like, separated by commas. But let's keep this simple for the time being. Let's just append 4, and then let's print that out. And we'll run it with go run main.go. So as you can see, we have a slice with the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, all integers. Okay, now slices have a length and they have a capacity. In order to define the length and capacity when you create the slice, then you can use the make function. And so make will work on slices, it will work on maps, and it will work on channels. Here we're saying that we're creating a slice of integers with a length of 0 and a capacity of 3. And so what that means is when we create it, it has 0 length, but it has a capacity of 3, meaning that we can add a maximum of up to 3 integers to this slice. So first of all, let's just print out some information about this nums slice. We're going to print out the length and we're going to print out the capacity using these helper functions len and cap. So we should see 0 and 3. And indeed we do see 0 and 3. Now how about if we start to add some elements to it using append? So I shall append 3 numbers. So a quick one on how append works and what it returns. You pass in the slice which you wish to append to, and then append returns a slice. Okay, so now that we've added 3 elements to that, let's once again go and print out what we have. And second time round, you should see that the length has increased to 3. Okay, so first time we have a length of 0, capacity of 3. The next time round we have a length of 3 and a capacity of 3. And something to note is that as long as the capacity is available, append reuses the same backing array. Let's have a look at when append creates a new backing array. So here we're doing the same thing. I'm creating a slice of integers with an initial length of 0, but with a capacity of 2. And then we're going to append 2 numbers or 2 integers to that. So what should the length and the capacity be? Well, we'll now have a length of 2 and a capacity of 2. So let's just go and prove that. So here we're showing the slice and we're showing the capacity. But how about if we then go and append another integer? We append 3. And what's going to happen to the capacity here? Because we've said that the capacity is 2. Well, actually, you'll see that the capacity has increased, and we're now seeing a capacity of 4. So what's happened here? This is a bit strange, isn't it? The slice was full when we appended 3. So what happened is Go allocated a new backing array with more capacity. And so the slice is now actually pointing to a different array. With regard to this capacity 4 here, that exact growth strategy is handled by Go. But the important thing to understand is that a new array is created when the capacity is exceeded, so not the specific capacity value. Okay, so hopefully that's given you enough information and understanding to be able to have a go at this challenge. Take a look at this. Write a program that creates a slice with an initial capacity of 2 using make int 0 and 2, so length of 0, initial capacity of 2, and then use a loop to append values 1 through 5 one at a time, and then print the slice, the length, and the capacity after each append, and observe when the capacity changes and notice how it grows. Okay, I'm sure you can do that. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, step 1. Let's just take this one step at a time. First of all, we need to create that slice of integers. So again, we're using the make function, creating a slice of integers, initial length of 0, capacity of 2. Then we want to use a loop to append values 1 through 5 one at a time. So first of all, let's take care of that loop. So here we're using a for loop in the traditional sense of a for loop, where we're using the indexes and incrementing that with each pass. So we'll start off I equals 1, then if I is less than or equal to 5, we're just going to increment that. And then we want to append to values with each pass. So values equals append, we are appending to values and we are appending the value of the current index. So on the first pass that will be 1, then 2, then 3. Next, on each pass we'll print out the slice, we'll print out the length of the slice, and we'll print out the capacity. So we'll see when that capacity changes. Where do you expect it to change and what do you expect it to change to? Let's go and run this. Okay, so first time round, we add the value 1, the length is 1, capacity is 2. Next time round, we add the value 2, the length is now 2, and the capacity is 2. But the third time round, we're going to exceed that original capacity, aren't we? And so we now have values 1, 2, and 3. The length is 3, and the capacity is 4. Next time round, we add another value, which is within that capacity. And so the capacity stays at 4, length is 4. And then on the final one, you'll see when we add 5, the length becomes 5, but then Go increases the capacity to 8. So like I say, the amount that Go increases capacity by, don't concern yourself with that too much at the moment, but just understand where and when the capacity is going to be increased, or when that initial or underlying backing array is changed. And that will happen every time we exceed the current capacity. How did you get on with that one? Maybe you found something surprising along the way there. Understanding this stuff will really help you going forward, because you'll work with slices all the time. You'll append to slices all the time, and getting this stuff out of the way and having a good understanding about memory and capacity from the outset will stand you in good stead. Hope you enjoyed this one. Give the video a like. Make sure you subscribed if you want YouTube to keep showing you more Go Bytes. And if you have a friend that's learning Go that might benefit from some of this information, why not share this video with them and let's all learn together.